Hello and welcome to week 25 of a beginner yogi learning yoga. I've been documenting my progress over the past 6 months, which is really cool. I'll say like this week in particular was pretty rough. I struggle with GERD or some sort of acid GI thing. I know I have gastroparesis, that's a new development, and I'm just like, forgot to take the medication like 2 nights. Now it's back in full swing. The medication isn't helping. If you have reflux overnight, like it with your quality of sleep. So I feel awful. Like this morning, all I did was doom scroll on a lovely Saturday morning when I could have, and I'm reading a book that I really like. Oh my God, I feel so gunky and so frustrated and unwell. Also, there's a couple new subscribers on this channel, so thank you for joining the journey. If you're a creep though, and you're not here for the softness and the learning and the vulnerability of being a human going through something like this, please leave. Just FYI, thank you. Today we're going to do a morning yoga miracle stretch for tension and stress relief with Yoga with Bird. Love Yoga with Bird, and we're doing something that is easy on the body, easy on the mind, because I've been beating myself up over not being able to control my stinking health issues. So I'm going to do something gentle, maybe a little less inversions. But yeah, welcome to week 25 and thanks for being here. Starting with some neck rolls. I haven't stretched or moved my body much at all today, so it's super tight. Okay, now we go forward, ear to shoulder, back, ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. We're giving ourselves a hug. Oh, my shoulders are definitely popping. I have carpal tunnel too, and I wonder if it originates in the shoulders and my upper back, because my upper back is so hunched, you know, either from my lab days or from the office days. But I wonder if it actually originates. I know it's not just related to the wrists, but I don't know where it originates because this is so tight. And when I do this, I'm like crunching. Okay, massaging the arms and legs, or the arms, feeling out some of the muscles, stretching out some of my hands, cracking them. I did break this hand recently and it's healed, the bone is healed, but the tendons are really rough. Okay, hug the other side. Okay, now we're going to inverse our hands up and do another side stretch. When I do a side stretch, my hips have the tendency to want to crunch up, but I have to breathe into it and let them release. Other side. Okay, now we're drawing a big circle, which is very difficult. My shoulders feel very tight. I feel like I have no ability to back bend right now. It's crazy how just like small movements trigger such a tension response. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize how tight I am. Okay, shake out, roll out the shoulders. This is nice. So much tension up in here in our necks. And I wonder why I have acid reflux, right? We're drawing a circle with our spine. Yeah, this stuff feels very somatic when you can just kind of like listen to your body and move in a way that it's calling to you, instead of like, I am going in a circle. No, I'm like, I'm swinging around, I'm moving my shoulders, I'm gonna go in the opposite direction. It's just whatever kind of feels impulsive in that moment. Feels like a signal from my body. Trying to lose that shame about movement and my body and all that. Okay, inhale our hands up. Side stretch towards the left, and here I try to keep my shoulders squared. Side stretch to the other side. I'm gonna do a side twist. It's kind of fast paced for a chill. Side twists. One more. Very, very arms opening oriented, which is nice. I kind of like already feel a little bit cognitively better. I feel like there's oxygen coming to my brain. Amazing how that happens. All right, final shake out. Coming into a child's pose. I feel like I used to see child's pose more like this, but now child's pose in these videos tends to be wide-legged, arms straight out, and you can kind of like roll your shoulders forward and make it an active stretch, but today is not the vibe, so tough, because last week I was so on it and felt strong, and I was doing some vinyasas and downward dogs and planks, but I really just have to meet my body where it's at. The instructor is very clear about letting the belly hang out, which is so nice. The permission is so needed. Deep breathing. Really, as time goes on, as you breathe more, like sinking your shoulders into the ground a little bit more, letting gravity press your feet into the ground a little bit more. I feel my mat. I feel my forehead on the mat. I can feel my belly expanding. And I don't feel shame around it. Because that's what happens when you breathe in and breathe out. When you breathe in, your belly expands because your diaphragm is pushing downward towards your stomach area. When you breathe in, your stomach goes in. I've been trying to do a little bit more body exposure in general, just wearing whatever I want to wear, not worrying about who's checking my body as much as I am, because nobody is. It is really such a crime. These expectations put on women and AFAB people. It's not fair. People profit off of our insecurities like that. I'm tired. I mean, ranting in a child's pose. Of course, because I feel free, I feel uninhibited. I'm gonna move my head to the other side before we roll out of this, just so we can have some symmetry. I feel the tension in my hips. I feel very, very, very tense. I think I sleep really crunched up as a protection mechanism for hypervigilant sleeper. Alright, coming into tabletop. Going to do some cat-cows. So exhale. Cat. Or in cow. Inhale, expand the lungs in cat. Exhale, in cow. Inhale. Alright. Inhale in cat. And it's so funny because have you ever seen a cat like they also, this can also be cat. But this is also, I feel like the cats in the way they do a big stretch. Okay, inhale. Exhale. An instructor reminds us that they're just a guide in our own personal practice, which is lovely. So we're supposed to do what feels good to us. We don't have to meet the instructor's expectations. They don't even have any. They're just flowing and flowing with us. We're going to do some windshield wipers with our knees. Very gentle on the hips. I'm sure it's not great that I'm lying down with acid reflux or GERD or whatever the heck is wrong with me right now. But it's worth it for my hips so I can still move and walk and stand upright. Windshield wipers are great. I feel like on the insides and the outsides of my hips, super hardcore. Okay, so now we're doing either a supine tree or like a half butterfly. Yeah, that's what the instructor just said. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it feels pretty rough. So I'm gonna put some support under my knee so it doesn't it's a little bit better. But yeah, it's just right on this inside. The hip flexor's on the outside, but this inside of the thigh is really tight right now. Again, I've been on my phone all morning doing nothing and haven't walked, haven't really done much besides cook some eggs. So yeah, it makes sense as to why she's so tight today, this morning. The body needs to be like treated like a machine, right? And it needs oil changing and maintenance every day. At least mine does, with my flavor of neurodivergence and my flavor of chronic illness, and you know, the amorphous mush of all of that together requires daily maintenance. It gets really bad when I don't walk in on it. So far it's been good though. This past week and a half been really good. This is good. A hip opener. Hip openers. Really, really, really good for the soul, mind, and body. Even though I'm filming and talking, I genuinely feel a wave of relaxation. Okay, now we're doing a supine twist. I'm not sure I did this right. I think actually it's supposed to be with the bent knee, go over like this. Another great pose. A reminder to always be working with the breath. And I went to a class with a friend earlier this week, one-off class. And the instructor would periodically tell us to check in with our breath. And then it was so sweet. It was like, but don't beat yourself up for not having checked in with your breaths yet. Or so far. Like, if you forgot to check in with your breath, here we go. Here's a reminder. Don't beat yourself up for not having doing it. And I was like, oh, sometimes you just need the reminders and you need the permissions to not be so hard on yourself. I feel like a little kid who's like calling himself so stupid all the time. I need an adult to like look at you with earnest eyes and be like, you are not stupid. You haven't experienced this before. You haven't lived through this before. Of course you don't know how to handle the situation. Let me help you. It's nice. It's nice to feel taken care of and supported, even if it's for a 1-hour yoga class. So chill right now. This was the move. Maybe later I'll do off camera, I'll do a more intense vinyasa if I feel better. Okay. Switching sides now. Okay, it's less tight on my right hip, which makes sense because it's dominant and stronger, and I probably flex it more and utilize it more, so I don't need the support of the blanket on this side, and it's okay that things through a pose or not. There are some poses I think you want to do symmetrically, like a lunge or a deeper stretch, more active stretch, but I think with these kinds of poses, you really do want to meet your body where it's at. So like my left side needed the support, but my right side did not. I kind of feel right now, I feel my stomach pulsing. I think I've talked about this before, but I'm pretty sure that's like the vagal nerve. I don't think it's a heartbeat. I think it's like vagal nerve carrying signals and liquids and fluids and whatever, blood to the areas it needs to get to. And if it's over my stomach, that's awesome. Maybe it's helping my stomach issues. Trying to find ways to like give into gravity a little bit more. My sacrum isn't really like locked into the ground right now, but that's okay. We're here for showing up. We're not here for perfection, because perfection is a myth. The only progress that matters is the progress that matters to you. Okay. Yeah, so we were supposed to just go from that supine half butterfly to supine twist. And that's okay, because I haven't done this before. And I'm learning, and I'm not stupid. Stream of consciousness probably sounds insane, but it is what growing is like for me. There's a little version of myself that is, you know, sometimes she's 5 years old, sometimes she's 10 years old, sometimes she's 17 years old, sometimes she's 9 years old, and she is popping up in my everyday adult 30-year-old life, like all the time now. And I'm noticing where she is and where she needs tending to, and where she needs space, and where she needs to be heard. I'm nowhere near resolved there or have that in a fluid practice, but I'm working on it. Because she's protecting me, and it's like, dude, you're a child. Let me protect you now. You can rest now. If you have CPTSD or complex trauma or just general stress and anxiety, freaking IFS, internal family systems, and EMDR therapy have really helped me. I started around the age of 27, and then I stopped after I got a concussion, but I'm back in it now, and it's like changing my life for reals this time. It's not a therapy where they tell you to do or just think differently, or just you're just venting at a therapist. You are actively doing the subconscious work. It's really scary, but it's awesome. I think I cry and like have a revelation every session at this point. All right, giving ourselves a nice hug now, a counter pose, rocking side to side. I'm getting my lower back a little bit massaged against the ground, always feels good. I'm gonna rub out my ankles a little, or flex out my ankles a little bit. Okay. Open our feet to happy baby. I remember there was a time where I couldn't even do this. Or I couldn't do this, not even. There was a time where I couldn't do this, and now I can, and that's cool, and it feels good. It's still like something I have to, like, I don't think I could fully, like, flex it out like that, but happy baby. One more hug. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do getting ready for Savasana. Do one final stretch before we get there. I think, yeah, I really like to make sure in Savasana that my arms and limbs aren't touching anything. It's kind of like, besides the ground, obviously, but I think it's like a sensory deprivation kind of thing. I need to make sure the space is uncrowded and there's space for me to just rest. Now we're getting towards the end of this practice, and I still feel groggy and upset, but I feel a little bit more energized, which is awesome because I was like pure brain slug mode before this. And I know talking through Savasana is not the way, but this is content, this is learning, this is, for me, I will do my own private Savasana and honor myself more privately later today than I do almost every day besides these videos. I think, yeah, I wonder what it's like for full-time yoga content creators. Like, how do they really make space and times for themselves without being perceived and just existing in their own spaces, no expectations, no anything? I wonder if it's different for yoga because everybody's just going with the moment. Good instructors are going with the moment. Of course, they have some sort of plan, but they can pivot and be in the moment. And ramble and trust their ramblings and their offerings and trust their stream of consciousness. Okay. We're waking up the body. That felt lovely. I'm going to do a little bit more windshield wipers. Okay. Let's fall over to our left, less pressure on the acid. Okay, I think it's also important to push yourself up coming out of there just for slowness, for support, to remind your body that you've got it, that you're there for it. Okay. Wow. Namaste. Oh. All right. Well, that was week 25, doing a yoga morning miracle stretch for tension relief. Yeah, now my arms are like free. I came into this feeling so tense in my shoulders and neck. But now we're here and I feel a little bit more grounded. I feel a little bit more energized. I was waking up in like a pit of chronic illness, despair. So yeah. Thanks for being here. Week 25. We'll see you next week for week 26. I hope you're here for the right reasons, and I hope you show up for people in your life for the right reasons, and I hope, you're taking care of yourselves out there. Thanks.